Hey, so now that you understand the different attachment styles, let's talk about how this actually shows up in your relationships. Because this is where most people get stuck. It's not what you do, it's why you do it. If you learn more anxious or lean more anxious, you might find yourself overthinking everything. You want connection, but when you feel distance, your body goes into a panic, and you might um, react out of more trying to fix things quickly, or you may need reassurance to feel okay again. And what you're really needing in these moments is safety and consistency. So if you lean more avoidant, you might do the opposite. And honestly, it's kind of interesting when you see in relationships, there's sometimes an avoidant and an anxious that get together. And when things get hard or emotional, your system can feel overwhelmed rather quickly. So you might pull back, shut down, or need to create space, not because you don't care, but because closeness doesn't feel safe. And in those moments, immediately your amygdala, your security drive is going to come into effect. So, what you're really needing is some space that feels connected, not pressured. And if you resonate with the fearful avoidant, this can feel like a constant push pull. You want connection, but you don't fully trust it. So you might move toward someone and then pull away real quickly. And that might be really confusing for them and for you. Or you might just feel confused about what you actually need. And that's important. So, underneath that is a deep desire for both safety and trust. And then there's also the secure attachment, which is what we're all moving towards, wanting to show up more as. It's the one, again, where you are allowed to show up in the space of growing up and you're accepted for it without having to pick up a job. So this looks like being able to stay present and connection when things aren't perfect, when things feel hard, and you can communicate your needs. So you can listen without shutting down, and you learn to work through conflict without losing yourself and your mind or your temper. Now, here's the truth: most people don't realize it's not that one person is the problem, it's never that. And it's always two nervous systems that are interacting. And most relationships are just patterns playing out between two people who are both trying to feel safe. So if you've ever thought, why do we keep having the same fight? This is why. But this is also what makes change possible. Because when we become aware, then we know what we can fix. Because when you start to understand your patterns, you stop reacting on autopilot. Like you stop getting eclipsed by these old emotional patterns and you start choosing how you want to show up instead. And that's really important because that's what I help teach people to do. And that's where your relationship begins to shift. So, I have an exercise that you can do to do a self identifying, like where you are powerful. And you can have